Hello and
hey
welcome back to our channel. We are not in Peru anymore, but we are thinking about Peruvian food.
Oh my gosh, we sure are. We love Peruvian food.
Yeah, we've been missing it a lot since we left Peru, so we thought it would be fun to kind of like look back and share with you guys 10 of our favorite Peruvian restaurants.
We've actually been to Lima now, what, 3 or 4 times?
Yes.
Yeah.
Together. I feel like I've been there way more times without you.
You've been there way more than me. But we've definitely found some favorite restaurants in the city. And so we're going to share with you our top 10 favorite restaurants in Lima, Peru.
Here we go. So in no particular order, we're just going to start listing these restaurants. It doesn't mean we love one more than the other.
Love them all.
Love them all. So we're going to start off with La Rosa Náutica.
Yep.
And I'm choosing this restaurant because of the location. It's out
incredible.
At sea. You basically have to walk down this wooden pier to reach the restaurant. And once you're sitting in there, all the windows are open. You can feel the sea breeze. You can see the surfers out on the water. So it's a really cool setting. And also, it's a great place for Peruvian dishes. But it's kind of like fancy. So it's fine dining.
I would describe it as fine dining. And what we've ordered when we've gone there were sampler portions. So we got different kinds of appetizers and mains and desserts. And we ordered 2 different things. And it was like a combination of like Peruvian food from all different regions of Peru. And it was just incredible. Like the presentation was beautiful. The taste was amazing. And it was just like one of the most memorable meals we've ever had in Lima, for sure.
Next up, I want to mention El Punto Azul in Miraflores because we go there every single time we're in Lima. We love it for ceviche because it's delicious and it's not expensive. Also, I like the location. The restaurant is set in an old colonial home. So you can eat like in the terrace or like on the main floor or go up to the 2nd floor and it feels like you're in a house.
And for me, there's like sentimental value because I think it's the first restaurant I ever ate at in Lima.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
probably
also,
the first ceviche you ever had in Peru.
Seriously. And we've gone there with your family. We've gone there with my parents. We've just been there so many different times. And there's just like, the menu is great. And the other thing aside from the ceviche is I love the dessert trays they bring at the end. They come by and they wheel over these desserts and they're just like, it's eye candy.
You know what I love aside from the desserts and the ceviche is the scallops.
Yeah.
So they put the scallops in the oven with Parmesan cheese on top and it just melts and it's so good.
And that just made me remember they do an awesome risotto as well.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
With shrimp.
Yes, and like baked Parmesan on top.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like practically drooling thinking about going there right now. It's so good.
One thing to mention about this restaurant is that it's really popular, so you need to go there as soon as they open or make a reservation. Otherwise, you could be waiting for a while.
I found like we've always gone right when it opens, and we always get a table. 30 minutes later, it's packed.
Yes.
So that's the deal with that restaurant.
Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind for any popular restaurant in Lima. In fact.
Yeah. So next, we're gonna mention something that's a little bit different, and that's Los Anticuchos de la Tía Grimanesa. And this is a restaurant that started out as street food, really. So first, let me explain what Anticuchos are. So basically, it's a cow's heart.
On a skewer.
On a skewer, yes. And just they cook it over an open flame. And this place started out as a little food cart. So the lady would sell them on the street for like 30 years. And it was so popular that eventually they opened a restaurant.
It's amazing. I was like so skeptical when I first tried it. But it is like so delicious. It's so tender. Like if you blindfolded somebody and made them try it, they would think it's like
steak, really good
high quality cuts of meat.
Yeah, I have to admit, the first time they told us like, oh, let's go here, we were like, I'm not sure.
I know.
But it's really good, and they serve it with choclo, with corn, and
giant corn.
Really nice.
It's delicious, and you know what's also really cool about going there is if you can actually go and watch them prepare it. And like you see like the fire and the grill,
and the flames.
Oh my gosh, it's just like a performance art.
It's a good spot, Next up, let's talk about a new favorite, Tanta.
Maybe one of our new favorite restaurants in Lima. And this is one of, is it Gastos?
Gaston, one of Gaston Acurio's restaurants. It's amazing. So basically, you go there for classic Peruvian dishes.
You do.
But aside from that, they also kind of have like a bar where you can pick a lot of little bites and little dishes and mix and match and sample a bit of everything.
That's right.
So when we went there, like I ordered the empanadas, I had causas, I had leche de tigre, just a whole bunch of little things. I think I ordered like 6 little plates to enjoy.
And my classic meal was basically the pollo, the chicken, and And then it came with the potatoes with the two different sauces. There was the
huancahina,
which was yellow, and the ocopa, which is green.
Yes.
And like that is as classic of a Peruvian meal as you can get. Yeah, and it's just like I found that not only was the quality good, the presentation was beautiful, and the portions were huge. They were big.
They were.
It was generous. Like you would eat, and then you'd be like, "Oh, I'm full," but in a good way. Roll me home in the wheelbarrow, kind of full.
Yeah, and this restaurant is so popular that they actually have several locations across the city, including the airport. Yeah. So just before you're about to leave Lima, you can actually go and eat there. And we ate there at the airport twice because our flight got canceled on the way back to Canada. Yeah. So we had it 2 nights in a row.
And there's also two locations in Miraflores. There's one in Larcomar, that mall overlooking the coast. And there's also the other one that was like close to our
Don't
apartment.
ask me the street, but it's in Miraflores. Yeah, so that's a good spot.
Definitely go to that place.
So another restaurant that we really like in Lima is Nico. Yeah. And this one is kind of out of the way. It's not near the coast. It's actually in La Molina, which is like going inland. So it's a bit of a drive. It can take anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how bad traffic is.
We never would have like ever gone there if it hadn't been for your aunt.
My aunt.
I think it's your aunt's favorite restaurant.
One of her favorites.
One of hers.
Yes. And this is a place where you go to eat nikkei food. And nikkei is fusion between Peruvian and Japanese cuisine.
Right.
So it's really interesting because you're ordering all these Japanese dishes, but they use Peruvian spices and local Peruvian ingredients. So it's really interesting if you're a foodie.
And you can get anything from like sushi to different kinds of rice to different kinds of seafood.
Ceviche.
And again, the presentation is on point. The service is really good there.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those places where like if we know we're going there, we get very excited about it.
And I have to mention 2 dishes that we absolutely loved. One was pulpo a la parrilla, which was octopus but grilled under a wood fire, and it just tasted marvelous. And then the other one was pulpo al olivo. So that was an octopus salad with olives.
Yeah, with olives.
Basically. It was so good.
So good.
So good. So have the octopus.
There's been no misses there. Every dish we've got from that place has been pretty much outstanding.
And we've been there several times now, so we like it. So while we're talking about fusion food, another restaurant we want to mention is Chifa Gigi.
Yes.
And this is for Chifa, which is the combination of Chinese and Peruvian cuisine.
Yeah.
So again, you're basically ordering Chinese food, but like with a Peruvian twist.
Yeah.
So this is really popular in Lima, in Peru.
Yeah, my biggest tip for going to a Chifa restaurant is that the portions are huge, so it's good to go as a group. The ideal is if you're like 4 or 5 people, because then you can all order a dish and then share it. And then it's like you're having your own mini personal buffet. It's so good. There's so many different things. I love like the sweet and sour types of dishes that they have.
Yeah.
Usually there's chicken or pork. Also they do really good fried rice. I mean, this crispy deep fried wontons. There's just a lot. There's a lot of good stuff to order from there.
Yeah, and you can do delivery as well. Like this restaurant, we've only actually eaten there in the restaurant once. Every other time we go to pick up food or we order delivery. So yeah, if you're craving Chinese with a Peruvian twist, that's a good spot.
Great delivery service.
Next stop, let's talk about sandwiches at Sangucheria La Lucha Criolla.
Well, I would say they make the best Peruvian sandwiches in Lima that we've ever tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the menu is diverse. Like the last time we went there, we ordered the classic, which was the...
With chicharrón.
Yeah, the chicharrón, which is pork, and it comes with sweet potato. Then we also ordered another one with chicken that had a really good sauce. And then we ordered another one that was almost like a Philly cheesesteak. So yeah, you can go back and try different things. They do really good cremoladas, which are shakes. Recommend trying the lucuma one. And their fries are to die for.
Yeah. It's a special type of potato. I believe it's called huayro, and they say it's the best potato in Peru. So they make those
It's
French
so
fries.
good, and they make the fries with the skin on them.
Yeah.
You put that coarse salt on it, and then you dip it in the ají sauce with some ketchup. Game over, guys. It's that good. It's
and again, this place is so popular that they have several locations across the city now.
Yeah.
And they've actually opened like shops or restaurants in neighboring countries. So they're slowly spreading.
Global domination.
Yes. Hamburgers. Let's talk about hamburgers. This isn't something that I expected to list in a Peruvian restaurant list.
Nope.
But we fell in love with this restaurant. It's called Papachos.
Yeah.
And it's by the famous Peruvian chef Gaston Acurio.
Yes.
So these hamburgers are out of this world.
You know, we've only been there one time, but I think of all the places we've been to in Lima, like if I could revisit one place, I might go there. The burgers are just that good.
Yeah, it's like gourmet hamburgers.
Gourmet hamburgers.
Yeah.
Huge hamburgers, and the toppings are all wonderful. Mm-hmm. Just like my biggest tip for going to that particular restaurant is skip at least a meal or two before you go there, because you're going to be eating a lot. You're going to need to have like an empty stomach to take it all in.
Also, I would say if it's your first time going to this restaurant, they have one dish where you can get a sampler with 3 different burgers. That's what I got. And that way you get some variety. Yeah. And I love the one that was called La Gaucha because it was a Peruvian burger with an Argentine twist. And
they
they
had
put
chimichurri
on it.
The chimichurri sauce.
That was good. And also, I need to mention the shakes and the desserts there. We had the Choco Lucuma shake, which lucuma is a fruit, and it was mixed with chocolate, and it was surprisingly good. I didn't think fruit and chocolate would work, but it was out of this world. And the cake, do you remember how decadent that was? It was called Chocodosis, and it was just this chocolate cake with chocolate sauce, and it was just so good.
That was an experiment in gluttony, that entire meal. Like we ate so much, but it was so good, we just couldn't control ourselves. So yeah, definitely check that place out.
Next up, El Bodegon.
El Bodegon. And this place is probably the premier place to get classic Peruvian food.
Yeah.
And even from the setting you go in, it has like that old world kind of diner feel, the old kind of rustic restaurant feel.
Yes.
And that's where you can get things like, I remember I got like, what was it called? Rocoto relleno?
Rocoto relleno, yeah.
Yeah, the classic dish from Arequipa. Just delicious, like a stuffed pepper full of like wonderful ingredients. And again, it's the kind of place where you can get really good appetizers, really good mains, really good desserts. The service is good. Also, we were one of the first customers. We got seated and we're like, wow, there's not many people here. And like 15 minutes later, it's packed and buzzing. By the time we left, that might have been the busiest restaurant experience I've ever had in Lima. Yeah,
seriously, in Lima, it's worth showing up at a restaurant as soon as they open, especially if it's popular, because places fill up. It's crazy. And if I can mention one dish at this restaurant, it would be the pastel de choclo. It's basically like a shepherd's pie, but instead of using mashed potato, it's mashed corn, creamy mashed corn. And it was so good that when we got back to Canada, we actually bought some fresh corn.
We made it ourselves.
Well, my mom did most of the work, but we definitely helped devour it.
We did a lot of the eating of it. So there's some great dishes to try. They have a really good menu. And bring your appetite to that place as well, too.
And last but not least, we want to mention Manolo. Manolo is like... It's almost like a cafeteria / bar / restaurant. It's kind of old-fashioned. It's in Miraflores, not too far from the church and Parque Kennedy.
One of the coolest features about that place is just the way that the servers dress up. Like, they dress up fancy. They've got nice white shirts on and bow ties. And this is a place where you can get great Peruvian desserts.
Yes.
Like the pie de limon. Wow. Ooh. You've never seen so much meringue on a slice of pie.
Yeah.
Also, my personal favorite thing from there is the churros con manjar blanco, which are like the Spanish donuts, which are stuffed with kind of like the dulce de leche inside, that sweet of the caramel. Oh, those are so good. Like, those are... I think I've been to Manolo's probably more than anywhere else just to go for a snack to grab those churros. There's been times where I've told you I've been going for a jog. And
I know.
Just got out to get churros.
Yeah, like if Sam disappears for a while, he's usually at Manolo's getting the churros.
Yeah.
And aside from the ones filled with manjar blanco, which is dulce de leche basically.
Yeah.
You can also get them with like a creamy vanilla custard filling
or
a chocolate filling. So you've got options there. If you have a sweet tooth, Manolo is a really good place.
Yeah.
So many pies and cakes.
Yeah. They also do some pretty cool sandwiches too. Like if you like those stack sandwiches, they do the triple A's.
Yeah,
And
just
so,
monster sandwiches.
monster
basically, with a
sandwiches,
gazillion layers.
monster desserts. And so, yeah, if you go there, you will be satisfied for sure.
So yeah, we have somehow arrived at 10 restaurants. I feel like we could keep listing more, but we're gonna cap this list off at 10.
Just so many great restaurants in Lima, and every time we go back to Lima, we discover new ones.
New restaurants.
It's one of those cities where you could come back 1,000 times and you still wouldn't exhaust all of the great restaurants to eat in the city. I truly believe Lima is the food capital of South America.
Yes.
It's that good. It's that good of a place for food. And it's still in a way, it's kind of underrated around the world. I feel like Peruvian food doesn't get its international due, its international credit.
It will one day.
It will. It will, trust me.
Yeah, so that's basically it. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. And now we're curious because we're always traveling back to Lima. We want to know, what are your favorite restaurants so that we can add them to our list and go eat there.
List those in the comments below. And I promise you guys, we're going to check out these restaurants someday in the future.
So that's it for today, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Tanta.